Inkcharm Project presents.
The sea is a godless place. Whatever divinities once dwelled within have long since fled to fresh water, confined to existence as the big fish in small ponds. Hello and welcome to Warparty, an original setting that we're exploring through the lens of D&D 5e. I'm Dana.
I'm Michaela.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Ghoul.
Today we're opening the Book of Reflections, Chapter 1, Raising Anchor. The Reflection. A sail ship heaves on choppy waters. It's overcast as the crew above tosses down a rope ladder for each of you to climb. By the time you're back on the Reflection's top deck, most of the crew has come up to greet you. Anita, how do you appear to the crew?
Anita appears in something of fine robes. Not too fine. She can't afford it. She's got so much to pay for. Ship's expenses, food, medical bills, and armor. They might be fighting after all. And she appears stern, but forgiving, at least to those she likes.
And Aura, what does the crew see in you?
They see her lifeless iris eyes look at all of them, reflecting from the sky as well as the water. She's wearing, of course, her really torn jacket. It's seen better days, but she can also not afford maybe a better jacket. Maybe one day, or maybe that's not her top priority. It works well enough. And she looks around the waters as well as the crew as she looks at their small compatriot.
Kabaan, what does the crew see in you as you come aboard?
They see a pale red lizard dressed in clothing that had been purposefully ripped to better fit its wearer. And they see a bit of a taskmaster. As he gets back on board, he yells to the crew, "Back to work, lest you've got business with us."
This accounts for the captain, Aura, Anita, the quartermaster, and the sailing master, Kabaan. All three of you are now back on your ship, the Reflection, and your crew, comprised of Tracker Deej, Gilfrel, and Reginald Farr, have managed to come up and greet you. Trishaku, the cabin bird turned cook, presents a tray of sticky dumplings, which your new carpenter, Raw, eagerly takes up.
Hey now, save some for the rest of us. This looks mighty delicious.
"I'll do my best," says Raw. But, it was certainly quite a trek to get back here. Plenty of time on the water, and he hasn't been on the water in quite a while. At least 3 of those dumplings are gone, within a snap of 2 fingers.
How many are left?
7.
Anita will approach Trishaku and pluck up 1 with dainty fingers.
Trishaku, a plucky-looking core with very well-preened feathers despite living at sea, is eager to have you taste her dumplings. Are they, good?
Delicious.
Oh, wow.
Anita will lick the sticky juice off of her fingers and wink at Trisha as she observes the rest of the ship.
A full-bodied Clovic woman with long brown hair, Tracker Deej, walks up to partake in these goods as well. There's a monkey on her shoulder, named Captain. Right now, Captain seems to be investigating her palm pistol, and Tracker Deej pays no mind to this. Yes, her eyes are on the dumplings. As the supply begins to dwindle, she plucks one up, splits it in half with her teeth, and gives the rest of it to her pet. "Welcome back," she says through a full mouth to all 3 of you. "We've had it pretty okay. She swallows. Those are really good, Trisha. Well, we've kept things mostly cleaned up. Captain's been doing a good job. Downstairs, though, I think you might be needed. The hold. Indeed, Gershek is nowhere to be seen.
Is he with the prisoner?
Gershek's down in the hold, overseeing the prisoner.
Okay. Want to check up on him once more.
As you leave, you pass by Gilfrel, an intense and precise woman. Gilfrel's purple eyes can be seen beneath the cloth veiling her face. She keeps a hand on her holster, in contact with the advanced pistol she holds so dear. Reginald Farr is quite the contrast. With merely a short sword that may be on the dull side, Reginald Farr seems to be fairly satisfied with just enough to get by. He's a little older, and you can see speckles of gray within this halfling's mustache. He tries to stop you as you start going down.
What is it?
Well, he says, Captain, there's something that I've been wondering. We switched to this method of shares to make our coin on here. But you see, I have yet to feel that I've earned what I believe my keep is worth. After switching to this shares approach, I was excited, but now I don't know if we'll be able to make enough, Captain.
We're just starting off. Don't worry. Everything will be much more plentiful as we continue our journey. But if you have any further questions, please go to Anita.
It's been months. Months since I boarded this ship.
Anita butts in angrily. Reginald,
Yes.
you are making more money now than you were before. What is your qualm?
Well, I just think that we should be making even more. We stayed on. I stayed on. And I certainly don't have any fancy pea shooter like the rest of them. Just these muscles, he says, flexing very spindly-looking arms. And this sword, he says, waving what might as well be a dull knife. I've been doing my best, and I just like to feel as though my time is respected for what it's worth.
Understandable. Tell me, can you read?
Reginald Farr says, Of course I can read.
Of course, I didn't have any doubt. Well, I have an option for you. I know that you desire better weapons and armor, as do we all. You are making more money than you were before, and you will agree that food, beer, lodging have gotten better since you've joined us.
I would attribute that less to any matters of the ship doing well and more to Trisha Koo developing a more refined palate in that beak of hers.
She is delicious. How's this? You help us with our treasure, I suppose you could call it. A treasure of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge, if you will. And I will see to it that your weapons and armor are upgraded. I expect a book report on everything I assign you.
Upgrading my weapons and armor is all well and good, but I seek coin for when we are spending such long bits of time docked and at port.
When you are docked and at port, you make your regular wage. When we are out at sea, in dangers and troubles, you will earn your shares.
Well, I hope these shares go up soon. That's all I was trying to say.
Of course, as do I. If you think about it, we could do a lot with this little ship of ours and this crew that seems to be expanding. You know, we're hiring on more people, and it's not taking anything away from your paycheck. Keep an eye out for any jobs that you might think are fitting for the crew and their talents. I'll make sure that you get an ample slice of that pie when it all comes through.
Gilfrel casts her purple eyes towards the lot of you. She's been listening intently. So, if we're all just saying what we want now, I want shore leave.
Oh?
Up north. There's something in West Einkin that demands my attention as we approach the winter moons.
Well, we were heading there at some point.
As long as it's not too late, I'll be satisfied.
Kabaan, do you think you could get us there before the winter moon?
Perhaps. But do elaborate. What exactly do you mean by too late? I need a timetable of some sort to make this tub run proper.
Winter's wolf moon. If you can get me there before winter's wolf moon, I will be satisfied, and I will be there in time for a personal matter that requires my attention. Is this a commitment you can make, or must I disembark ahead of time to ensure I can make my commitment?
If we set out now, perhaps. That would be tight. However, I do think we can get you to where you're going. If the captain would give such leave as to alter our course immediately.
I do have plans up north as well, and shore leave might be included in that, I assume, if I'm going to be off the ship.
Why not let everyone get off the ship?
Hearing all of this, Trisha Koo seems a little downcast. She almost drops the last few dumplings.
Darling, dumpling, why has your face fallen so?
Nope. Not fallen.
Well, what is it then?
Roll for persuasion.
Oh, jeez.
With advantage
With it, okay.
for calling dumpling.
Oh,
I will be
cute.
rolling higher. Sorry.
That's okay.
That's all my babies.
Persuasion with advantage. Well, I've got a 5. And another 5.
Shit. I mean, shoot.
Yeah, I gotta put this little die through the ringer.
Yes.
Trisha Koo says, "It's nothing." Nope.
Bird season.
Nothing. Nope.
We'll talk later about that nothing.
Does anyone else make an approach to Trisha Koo, or do we leave it at that for her?
Aura thinks for a few seconds, like she's gonna say something. It's gonna be okay. And walks away.
Just like my dad.
Perhaps we could focus more on our more pressing concerns at the moment. As you all know, I'm sure you haven't forgotten our little encounter outside a port.
You don't have to remind me of that. I can still hear her.
But it seems I must remind the crew. That is our fate should we fail. Or should we not move quickly enough, I suspect. I understand all of you have your concerns and needs and wants. He eyes far a bit. But should we not make haste, we may very well find ourselves in a very similar fate to the thing below deck. And I suspect that none of you would like that very much.
No.
Now, if you may excuse me, sirs, and ladies, I have something to attend to.
Is it that our prisoner you're talking about?
I do not intend to leave that thing aboard our ship while it is being tracked.
Sailing Master Kabaan, Captain Ara, Quartermaster Anita. The captain's quarters are ready for you if you require private discussion. The hold is also ready for a visit. And the freshly purloined lore books about your particular situation have yet to be read in detail. Where shall you go?
Anita will grab 3 of the books from her pack and hand them with meaningful purpose to Reginald Farr.
He holds one of them up and starts to read the title. He takes a moment to read the title correctly.
Oh, and Mr. Farr, I do expect those reports to be absolutely flawless. I'll be going through the books myself on my own, and should I happen to find any particular detail missing, I'll be certain to bring it up to the captain.
Oh, yes, well, I'll do my best, Reginald Farr says in reply, and then heads below deck to start reading.
I will be heading below deck as well, captains. Should you happen to require my presence in discussion, or if you would like to observe my rituals, do join me. However, it will be rather loud.
Are you really going to do your rituals before talking to that thing in the hold?
It does not need an interrogation to be subject to my magics, nor do I need its permission. I will only cleanse it. After that, interrogation, unless some more inventive methods are required, will be up to the two of you.
Should we take him off the ship before we do this?
It will be fine. As long as he is bound, there should be no particular repercussions.
Deep in the hold, Gershek can be seen watching over your prisoner just outside the door. With a short and stocky build, Gershek seems as intimidating as ever despite his size. Ample wraps and cloth coverings keep every inch of him obscured from head to toe, but Gershek's posture says it all. Captain? Lass? The fellow isn't holding up well. He nods toward the door. Started scratching the walls, asking for water. Didn't want any of our potable stores. I think he wants the salt of black waters below us, Captain.
Have you tried giving it to him?
I wouldn't dare do something like that when this is what we're facing.
Pay it no mind, Mr. Gershek. Now that we are here, you are relieved of your guard duty. And if I may, fetch me a pan of water. Pure water, if we have it on hand.
I'm not sure if pure is the word, but potable we can offer. Gershek leaves, and you are left by the door. There's a slight scratching on the other side of it.
This may be difficult.
It's always difficult. Why not more problems? Show me what you can do.
That sounds like a challenge. Fine. Two of you stay back a couple feet, ensure it won't get out should my plan fail, and we shall wait until Mr. Gershek has returned.
Anita happily steps back.
Gershek returns soon enough with a jar of water.
As Kabaan is handed the water, he takes the jar's lid off and reaches into his clothing to pull out an amulet of Stellia, glass heart, stained glass to be precise, and he places it in the water, practically drops it in. All right. Gershek, ready yourself. Open the door.
Aye, aye. Gershek moves to open the door. And when he does, you can see Dalbir, former captain of the Sunken Stalwart. The three of you discover that his skeletal visage is contorted in pain, even desperation. He opens his mouth to speak, declaring, "Water, please. Give me water." Dalbir seems far less coherent than when last you spoke with him.
Aye, boyo. I've got some water for you right here. Kabaan takes a couple steps forward, tentatively, still with a finger upon his amulet. As he walks forward, he begins to recite a prayer. Stellia's might consume you. Those who have denied the true self and led themselves down the foolish and unworthy path. He who has... And he continues upon this strange psalm, until he's standing before our prisoner, as it were. Then he pours the water upon the prisoner and casts Remove Curse.
The water seems to burn upon his skin, turning to steam and then dissipating. No marks are left, though, and when all of it is done, his hands cease clenching. He opens his mouth to speak, and a very different tone is taken on. What does he say?
Funny man burns, as he slowly continues to become more coherent. It was cruel of you. You have any idea how much that stings? As I said, Captains, he's yours now. I must go plot our course. I'll be waiting for you in the captain's quarters, should you have need of me or wish to discuss anything. Or should this one need any more convincing. Kabaan turns and leaves, and as his rather cacophonous footfalls slowly fade to the upper decks, Captain Aura, Captain Anita, and Kershak are left alone with this newly freed man.
Anita is a little awestruck, and she remarks that that boy, I would say he's getting too big for his britches, but he's so small in stature, I think they fit him just right. We'll have to keep an eye on him, but I think he may prove to be a much bigger asset than we originally thought.
Or just like nods while like still like looking back and forth, and like how easy it seemed to be, this thing that he just cast. Previously her own attempts were much more harsh and gruesome. She's also maybe slightly awestruck. She doesn't get impressed as easily.
Agreed.
Something wrong there, Captain? Asks Gershek.
I'm just trying to remember this moment.
Nothing wrong. I don't think that's the word for it.
Well, is it interrogation time? Just 10 gold for my services today.
Oh my god.
Anita notes the glee on Gershek's face as he asks this question, but says, "No, I don't know if regular interrogation methods would work on something half skeletal. I think a conversation might be the best way to start."
Agreed.
And Anita approaches Dalbeer as he has finished writhing and steaming and asks him, "And how are you feeling now?"
Dalbeer, who had, in his contorting, moved towards the side of the ship, was now leaning back. He still seems rather pained. I remember you, Captain, right? Captain of starts with an R. Reflection. Yes.
Correct.
Yes, that's the one.
Yes.
It's hard to remember everything.
Why?
Still,
Is your head so full of memories that you can't bear to make any more?
no. Screaming. It was always screaming. And after the stalwart was sunk, I can still hear it in the back of my head, but it is silenced for now. The pain is worse, but it will keep it at bay. You keep that thing away from me. I don't want to see it anywhere near me again. the way and I'll tell you anything you want.
I like the sound of that. I can't promise that he won't come down here on his 2 little legs and just open the door, but I can ask nicely. And I'm going to ask you nicely. What sort of thing is keeping you in this state?
I do not know. It was a myth, a legend to our people when we first set sail. When we returned, the vessels and I do not remember most of it. The water ate us, like a sea serpent, dragging the whole ship down.
Some sort of kraken.
No, the water itself. There was no thing in the water. It was the water. It's a hateful thing. I once thought the name tales were fairy tales. Old wives' yarns spin their children to keep them from becoming privateers or pirates. This thing is real. It has held me in its grasp for what year is it? What age? It has been so long. Dark.
I do believe in what you're saying. The thing also was once, or maybe still is, connected with me.
Yes. I remember that bit at least. It called to you, didn't it?
Were you able to maybe communicate with all the people on that ship? Or was it just screaming as you said before?
No. I could not speak. Neither could they. It's like watching things play out from another man's eyes. Delbir looks away as his voice trails off. I promised I would protect them. My crew. That was my duty as a captain. As an admiral. I have failed. And although you may have put the stone down for time, I have no doubt that it is still functional with this demon's grasp.
How do we make it unfunctional? Do we need to blow the whole damn thing up?
I would like
I
to
do not know.
It could be arranged for a price.
Of course, Gershek. But we're talking about a god-like entity who can bring people back from the dead, control them, find you on the ocean.
Go down to the Arcaniste, Captain. They can bring the dead back to life there as well.
That's so far.
There is a difference between raising the dead and resurrection, boy. You should know that I can smell it on you, Aura. I know you've been there. I can feel it coming from you, a reinvigorated energy.
Gershek raises a blade. Now. No reason to be bringing up the captain's scars.
Go ahead, Seaman. Do what you will to me. The only one here that can cause me any true pain is that thing above deck. The rest is just numbness. But you are tied to this. I know it. Must be. Must be something tying you to it. I cannot think of it.
When something happened and I got intertwined with the thing, sadly, first by choice, because I didn't know any better, and it's still definitely following me. It's still connected with me.
How? I thought that connection was severed. You have no pull, no control over the water anymore.
But you saw what was wailing on the front of Dalbeer's ship, didn't you, lass?
Yeah. As far as X's go, that's probably the worst one I've ever seen.
Strikes at you because you abandoned its call,
Well,
as it tried to strike at me.
That's not right. She didn't abandon it.
I didn't die purposely, and then it was brought back by something else. And now my wife is still connected to this thing because of me. And I'm not sure really what to do. I tried talking to her, but it wasn't her. It's not her. It cannot be. She's just like looking distraught and trying to like steady herself and putting her arms across.
Captain, says Gershek, and places a hand upon your shoulder. Break her chains.
Seriously, cut that shit.
How?
That's what you're here to figure out, isn't it?
That it would be the goal.
Saw that you guys brought a bunch of books back.
Yes, Gershek. Do you like to read?
No.
I didn't think so.
Done plenty of that in my time.
Your time?
Yes, my time.
I will do it. You and your wife have been marked by this thing, as have I and my entire crew. They are bound just as yours is.
No, she's not like you. She's been claimed by something else. The same thing that claimed me. She's like me, not like you.
Look at me. Now, as I am before that thing came in here and ripped it away. Do you remember what I looked like on the stalwart's bow? Do you remember how I laughed? That was not me. Gets inside your head, puppets you, brings you back, takes you away from the divine. She would be like me soon.
No, nothing can get inside her head.
I don't listen that well.
That's true. She's stubborn as a mule.
She really doesn't do it very good.
You don't have to contribute to this, Gershek.
No, I believe I do. If you want to make me go away, though,
No.
you know how to do it.
Actually, no, you're quite entertaining.
Oh, well. I better see myself out then.
Ah, damn it.
Gershek
giggle.
makes a move to go upstairs. Since it's...
Anita steps in front of him. There's a sack of books upstairs. If you recognize any of the titles, set them aside for me. That is all.
Actually, Captain, regarding that thing you asked me to do,
Yes?
when you're ready to speak in private, come find me. I've got some information for you about these old friends.
How about we meet in the middle then? Crow's nest in 1 hour.
Aye. Gershek heads upstairs.
Do you think he knows I appreciate him?
Don't tell him that.
Okay.
A true privateer, I think. I like that one. I can do little to persuade you. But should you have need of me, I will be here.
You hear the sound of footsteps coming downstairs. Reginald Farr peeks around a corner.
Ah, well, there you are. Quartermaster,
Yes?
I had a look through some of the books the ones you
Okay.
gave me. They seem to be a little too complicated for me, I'm afraid. The first one, Fresh Faces and Free Rivers, that one I could read well enough, but I'm not sure how useful anything in it will be.
That's what a book report is for.
Well, suppose I'll get to it, but you might want to take a look at these books.
What are the titles of the other ones?
Well, you only gave me 3. Fresh Faces in Free Rivers, Sprite Stolen Summers and Dispelling Fae, and Black Waters, A Sailor's Guide to Avoiding the Ocean's Ire.
That one, I'll take that one, please.
He hands it to you.
Thank you. Work on the first one. If you say it's easy enough for you, it might bring you some sort of pleasure to read it.
I shall get to it. With that, he heads back up.
Anita looks at the book in her hand.
The title is Black Waters, A Sailor's Guide to Avoiding the Ocean's Ire.
At the mention of the title, Thalbir kind of perks up. He doesn't get up. He doesn't look like he can get up. That sounds interesting. I haven't got much to do in here, after all.
And how do I know you won't just destroy it?
I want to be free. I want to die. But I cannot die like this. Failing my crew, my people. Even if I did die now, I would not find rest. It would take me back. I will not go back.
Back at Yanfu Palace, you all managed to steal several books from the Temple District. Well, by you all, I mean Kabaan and friends.
I got a book from the library. Well, a few.
Before those books could be purged, Kabaan stole a number of them. Aura also borrowed 2 books from a public library worker, Fleck Johnson.
Fleck Johnson.
These are 2 books by Levi. Within them, Bowers is described as being a beautiful woman with full red hair that put all to shame. By reading this, Aura learns that Bowers was a scholar on ancient Dwarven statehood, rumored to have found a path through the impassable Western Mountains to the land of dragons.
Ooh. Intriguing.
Finally, if you're not reading now, would Anita like to go up and visit with Gershek?
Yes, she would.
All right. Head upstairs and to the crow's nest. Gershek is awaiting you. By now, it's about midday.
Oh, I thought it was nighttime. My mistake.
Question.
Yes.
Can I, begin plotting a course, since, they're doing that? Kabaan's, doing that right now.
Yeah, you can start plotting a course.
Alright, do I need to roll something?
Can I assist?
Yeah, you will roll. Do you have Navigator's Tool proficiency?
Yes, I do.
All right, so you can add your proficiency bonus to it. Make a d20.
My roll would be a 19.
So you're successful.
I don't have to help, but I'm there.
Yeah, I don't need any help, thanks.
No, this is a
I
perfect
see
time
how it
for
is.
Kabaan.
Okay, you
It
don't
is
want to
the
bond?
perfect
You
time
don't want to
for
bond? Kabaan? Okay.
No,
He wants to
This is
bond
the perfect
aggressively.
time to teach Aura a little bit about navigating.
You want
Just
to
a little
teach?
bit.
Wait, what?
A little bit.
You want to teach me? For sure.
Yeah.
Does Aura know navigating?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'm laughing
Okay.
here. Because
Anita
I
does
thought-
not.
oh.
I am proficient.
Anita-
I was the navigator beforehand.
Anita is
on
let's just say she's very lucky that she doesn't get seasick. She's
Fair
never been
point.
on a ship before.
Because her stick
Yeah,
body, it just balances it out.
She's very light on her feet.
Okay. Alright, well, don't let me interrupt anymore.
No, she
Oh,
just
no,
jumps into
please
the
do.
ocean. She'll never show up herself again.
I'm not needed.
We're all going swimming.
I will never drown.
Oh god. So you get up there and Gershek's there. He's waiting. He's not whistling, but he's got the posture of someone who might have been whistling recently.
I will not continue.
Ah, Anita. Welcome.
I guess. Sure. Welcome. We live here, but
You don't spend much time up in the crow's nest, do you?
Maybe once or twice a month.
Well, listen. Lend me your ear, Anita.
Sure.
About that thing you asked me to do. I did my digging, and I was able to uncover news of a few ruins in the north and east, around Fort Spromakali, Dongko Lake, and a place called Grifthold, where scholars and bounty hunters have uncovered gardens, underground, in dwarven ruins. Sonder's gardens.
Do any dwarves live there now?
I find it unlikely. These are from the old kingdoms.
Spromakali, that sounds familiar. Why does that sound so familiar?
Northwest? Far northwest?
That's right. The last date that I went on. Oh God, what was her name? She was really cute. I know Mary Gal. She was telling me she was some ambassador for some place in the northwest that you couldn't get to by sea or by ship, at least. Bolivia Bivlina. Bivlina, ambassador of, what does it matter? But she might be able to offer a bit more information about this place.
If you can find her. But that'll get you pretty far from the waters, wouldn't it?
True. We did discuss shore leave in West Einkin.
Suppose that's true. Well, there's also Donko Lake and whatever Grifthold is.
We're not heading that way now, but I suppose there's no rush.
By the way, what's up with the chef? He points down to a very dejected-looking Trishaku who stands at the front of the ship.
I'm not sure. Maybe she heard word of my last date? I don't think she's the jealous type. She's into sharing, but maybe I didn't eat enough of her dumplings. Although, when I talked about shore leave, that's when she seemed to look ruffled feathers.
Wish I could be of more help for you on this one.
Yeah, you don't seem like the romantic type.
You'd be surprised what I did in my day.
Tell me more. Sorry, Seagull speaks while listening to this conversation.
While up here, he's gonna toss a copper coin that he's been playing with in his hands out of the crow's nest so that it flies down and hits Kabaan on the head.
I'll kill you one day, bastard.
He tries doing another one. It misses.
Why do you bully him?
Look at him. He thinks he's bigger than he is. On the inside, I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
Suppose it's fun for me. Taking him down a peg.
Don't take him down too far, like it or not. He's got skills we need.
But if he uses them too often, where's my market?
Don't you worry, Gershak. You know you hold a special place in my coin purse.
Now there's a woman who knows how to talk.
Anything else before I go back down?
Nothing more for now.
I appreciate your work.
I appreciate the coin in exchange.
Mm-hmm. And Anita heads back down, brushing her hand across the elbow of Trishaku.
What's Kabaan up to in all this?
Now that Kabaan's plotted a course, he's up on the quarterdeck, directing the ship to immediately embark, barking orders as he always does. However, as Aura passes by towards the captain's cabin, he lashes the ship to continue upon its course, and tosses one of the copper coins back at her. Drop something, Captain?
I didn't drop anything, Kabaan. What are you doing?
I'm
Are you talking to me?
stupid.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh.
Ghoul, run with it.
Run with it.
No backsies.
She'll pick up the copper coin and start approaching you. Are you trying to get my attention, buddy?
No.
You want to talk?
Captain. Sorry, Captain. Just from up here, my eyes aren't the best. You looked like the other Captain.
We look nothing
sorry.
alike.
So
One of the crewmates, Tracker D, shouts from across the ship, "Buying favors, are we now?"
I don't even have hair, Kabaan.
Yep. There. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Nope, no hair.
She's
nope.
keeping a solid face, but inside she's enjoying this thoroughly. Finally, she feels
During
some
his
power.
discomfort.
Yeah. She feels finally comfortable.
Point being, perhaps we should retreat to the captain's cabin and begin discussion. Trishko, if you would, take the helm.
Yep. Take the helm. Bull by the horns. Yep. Get right up in there. She walks and squawks her way up and takes the helm and says, "Where are we going?"
He pulls out a tiny map that's already been marked to all hell and back and hands it to Trishko.
Which
There.
port?
West Einken, I believe.
With the course that you've charted, do you go across the Taimon Ocean, or do you stick mostly to the shore to
I
go
would
around?
stick to the shore.
Across the time and ocean.
Going for efficiency, I see.
Oh my god.
All right.
Look, it should be fine. Kabaan's about to, do the remove curse thingy, so we should be sailing deep for now, so...
I should just not send a message to my wife.
So you
And-
guys, you're up there, just hanging out with the coin in hand.
Mm-hmm. She's still holding it. Am I worth a copper to you, Kabaan?
Cheap.
You're not gonna let this die, are you, Captain?
I'm entirely enjoying this right now. What do you want to talk about, Kabaan?
Wait, are we in the captain's quarters, or...?
I would assume we were walking and talking.
We
don't have to walk and talk.
I believe we do. It's private business to attend to. Things I'd rather not have the crew hearing.
The two of you reach the captain's quarters.
Now, if you'd be so kind as to allow me to perform my ritual, so we may at least avoid detection for now.
Are you trying to do the thing to me? The thing that you did to Delbeer?
No, Captain. That was fun. Not exactly procedure for removing a curse, but I knew it would hurt him a bit. I don't like him being on the ship. Bad omen. Worse yet, heresy. However, removing the curse from you should be a bit less painful. Well, for you.
Will it be painful for you?
Every spell I cast is a bit painful. She doesn't let me forget my mistress. With that, Kabaan reaches into his own jacket and pulls out a new amulet.
Should I take off my coat? Are you gonna pour some water at me as well?
No. Holy water was exclusively for the undead. I didn't need to do that. I mean, well, I did, but I didn't necessarily need to. He reaches into his coat again and pulls out a small sprig of holly. Hold this.
She'll take it. She's just watching this curiously.
With that, Kabaan clasps his hands and bows his head. In the cabin, after a couple moments, there's a slight breeze, ruffling pages and curtains upon the portholes. The breeze gets a little stronger, and you could almost swear you could hear a bit of thunder. But as soon as it begins, it stops. Kabaan casts Remove Curse. Aye, that ought to do it. If you prefer, I could get us some holy water and see how it reacts.
I don't know, I was expecting, I don't know, voices in my ear or something like that.
Oh, Captain, you've been dealing with a strange kind of deity, I think. Not the kind that I know, or any of the Meridian Kingdom might know. Point is, you should be running silent for now, I think. And what with the friend below currently cleansed, he should be a good marker for when we need to repeat this. Should he happen to change again, we should only need to commit the same spell upon you again.
Okay. Will you be okay doing this spell over and over again? You said you feel pain.
As I said, I feel pain with every spell I cast. It is my burden to bear. But it is also my blessing. I never have told you much about myself, have you? I was once not a free kobold. My entire brood was kept in captivity of sorts by a wealthy landowner in the north. Well, north and Pacifics to Yanfu. There's a vineyard. Nice place, I guess. It's where I learned to tell the difference between wine and whatnot. After all, you spend enough time in a brewery, you'll find a bit of expertise with it.
Is this individual still alive?
I do not know. I can only hope she died screaming.
I was gonna suggest if you want to spend your shore leave.
I'm afraid there's nothing left of that place but ash. And unfortunately, I wasn't the one who set the fire. Oh, I have no idea how it started. It was years after when I finally found the place. I'd like to think it was a bolt of lightning from the blue, but I've got my doubts. Point is, it was a difficult time for all of us. Kabaan slowly takes off his hat and his coat and folds them, placing them on the navigating table.
The journey is underway. It's time for you to get raising anchor, heading along, catching the wind in your sails. This also means that one of you must roll to see whether there are any travel encounters on Trishaku's behalf.
I ain't touching that.
A 2.
A 2.
A 2.
That
Even
means
means
yes.
there is something.
Even means there will be an encounter.
We meet dolphins.
Who wants to roll 1d6 to see what you get?
I'll do it. A 3.
3. Anything particular Anita's doing?
Anita is sharing her time between working on her water vehicle proficiencies and also trying to teach Nettle, the ship's pet, a few tricks.
Roll for animal handling.
Oh,
Natural 20.
fuck.
Natural 20. Natural 20.
No, that's not going to happen because
gonna
I'm
be-
using this cursed die.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
Because I'm we have to form a bond.
Okay. What is it?
A 12.
That's something.
12.
Only a straight 12?
All right, so you're unleashing some bugs that you've been keeping for Nettle to chase after while at sea.
Cockroaches I found in the
And
captain's
as one of them's
quarters.
flying over the edge, Nettle goes to catch it. He starts dipping down over the edge. You can't see him. You look down.
And he's dead.
I look down over the edge of the ship.
Just
what
in
do I
time
see?
to see something bump into the side of the ship.
Oh no.
It appears to be a barrel
A barrel.
with a head poking out from it.
Oh no.
Does the head seem to be moving?
Yes, green, an Omiri man, and
Oh,
he's eating a fish. Ah, hello there, sailor, says the fellow. Didn't see you there. My apologies. This vessel's a bit touchy after all.
May the
What
wind be in
spell
your
his name?
sails.
I look at
Is that Kabaan?
what in Stelia's name am I looking at?
The finest vessel here on the Taimon Ocean, says the individual as he hears you say this.
Disagreed, politely.
Politely, yes, but disagreement is still so foolish on your part. And this worries me.
You are in a barrel with no sails, no oars, and you are eating a fish.
The sea loves me, what can I say?
Oh. Aura will close her book and slowly approach the scene. Who are you guys
Nettle
talking
lands
to?
atop this individual's head.
A what?
Nettle, your pseudo-dragon companion, lands atop the individual's head. He gives it a little bit of the fish and then continues eating it, spitting out bones now and then. If you guys could maybe give me a push, just a little boost out with a pole so I'm not trailing behind you, that would be great. This vessel of mine has a tendency to get caught up in the wake of other ships.
What is your heading?
Wherever the winds take me, wherever the waters want me to fall.
And the waters push you to these other ships, and you do not follow them?
I don't try to follow the other ships, but sometimes I just get caught up in it. I don't think it's what the water wants, though. If it was, I wouldn't get out of them so easily.
I would gladly give you a push and send you on your way with the water.
What's your ship called, by the way? I'd like to remember it. You've been very, I don't think I can say polite, but cooperative.
I'm so confused.
The mirror.
The mirror. Very interesting. Well, if you could just give me a little push, a little nudge, a little bump out to sea.
Nettle, Anita calls down. Come back, I have more treats for you.
Nettle licks the man's eye once and then flies back up to greet you.
1d4 poison damage.
Wow. That'll wake me right up. Perfect for the voyage ahead.
Should I use my gust of wind?
I think that would
No.
be the move.
Anything, Kabaan, before I send his individual on his way?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Send him on.
She's
Best
going.
not be voyage.
Aura's going to move her fingers in a weird sort of movements, and she's just going to put them close to her lips and just say, "Go," and blow, and we'll see the gust of wind go.
Go and blow.
And the wind will push the barrel 60 feet long.
It doesn't seem like it's working at first, but then he holds up the tail of his fish that he's been eating. It catches the wind like nothing, and that thing just sails out there, 70 feet.
I don't know if I should be impressed or worried.
I think worried is the correct reaction. We're in the middle of the ocean, and he has, again, no sails, no oars, and he's just eating a fish.
I am unsure whether I am witness to more divine providence or whether I have been witness to madness.
Just
Either
as he's
way-
about to leave your sight, you see a fish jump out of the water and into his barrel, and he renews his dinner time.
I would say that would be divine providence.
Excellent. With that, the first section of your journey is complete. You're approximately 1/3 down.
Oh, we should have asked him his name off his vessel. Oh, dang it.
It's probably the barrel. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to do our rolls for everything. What do we have? 7 books?
You have 7 books.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. First one, Fresh Faces and Free Rivers.
Anita is going to do an insight check on all of them.
Okay. Roll your insight check for the first one.
Where's
We'll go
my
down the
cursed
list of
die?
books.
Oh.
5. Fresh faces and free rivers isn't very insightful.
All right. What is Aura going to do for it? Insight or investigation?
She's going to do also insight.
All right.
It's a 9.
The book details how the ocean used to be teeming with life, with light. When the black waters swelled under its waves, both largely fled to fresh water. The author appears to feel sad about this, recalling how he would pray at the ocean's edge as a child, and always felt he was answered. But now, no more.
Interesting.
And Kabaan, investigation?
Indeed. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
That would be a 19.
The book mentions that within Square Step Lake, west of Tsaibor Palace, there is rumored to dwell an old god of the ocean deep. Next.
What's the name?
None is given.
Oh god.
Sprite Stolen Summers and Dispelling Fae. Insight check from Anita.
14.
The author mentions that many wild pixies can be won over with a gift of flowers, if accompanied by a poem that includes the flower's name.
Tell that to Olivia.
Now,
She'll murder them all.
Aura. Investigation, I presume.
Yes. Investigation. I cannot. Is that the same number?
That is a 7 plus your modifier.
8.
Kabaan, what do you roll?
I do have nothing for this. Okay, it's fine.
Kabaan also rolls an insight because he has a +5 on it.
Nice.
There is only one insight and investigation result for each book.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess he's then rolling the investigation then. Whoops.
Natural 20.
That would be a 14. Oh, he's actually not failing me for once.
The book tells
Thank
of
you,
how
Kabaan.
among all Fey domains, the Summer Court is perhaps the most active and the most tricksy. It states that scholars believe most pixies are summoned from and returned to the Summer Court, located somewhere in the Clovic jungles.
I want to know.
Next up, Black Waters, a sailor's guide to avoiding the ocean's ire. Who goes first?
Anita, but I will also mention that this book was given to Dalbeer for his eyes as well.
Dalbeer may also roll for this one.
That is a dirty 20.
Woohoo!
Cool.
With your insight, you glean that, well, from what you can tell, the author is an experienced sailor.
Ooh.
He remarks that in all his years, the only ships that last long have been those with superstitious captains. All right, who's next?
Me.
Investigation?
Sure. Oh no.
5 plus.
6.
I would suggest maybe dice jail.
I'm thinking the green one is not nice to me
Not
today.
tonight.
Commit?
I can. I'll give.
I mean, you gotta give that die a talking to.
Yeah.
See, this one just rolled an 18 for me. It's been rolling 2s all night. But it could very well just roll a 2 in the next one.
Kabaan, what do you roll for your investigation check?
It's gonna be okay.
A 4.
I see. And what of Dalbeer? He can choose insight or investigation. I presume that he's not guaranteed to get Anita's information on this book.
Only with a natural 20. But what?
Insight or investigation for Dalbeer?
I would say investigation because he is seeking a way out. He's trying to find something.
Well, I suppose only Dalbeer knows for sure what he wants to do. And whether he'll share it.
He will. We're gonna have a book club. We're gonna all sit together
I
and
know
we're
how you
talk.
book
I'll
clubs.
bake cookies.
I want cookies.
Oh god, me too.
A cheesecake too.
Oatmeal
Okay,
cheese.
I'm already hungry.
All right, after this, we'll wrap up. Dalbeer,
insight, and he rolled a 8.
He gets nothing.
I feel
No special information from this book. All right. Well, if there's no one else that you want to send the book to, we're going to move on.
Reginald had Fresh Faces and Free Rivers as well, and Sprite Stolen, but I don't think he started reading it yet.
He had all the ones that you guys have already gotten everything from.
Well, yeah, but I took Blackwaters from him.
Oh, yeah. Well, other than that one then.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so where the old ways went.
Anita will start with her insight check. That's a 7.
Nothing from that. So, Ara. Which is it?
Now I can only do investigation, right? I mean,
Nice.
Or
choose
insight, whichever one.
insight is slightly higher, but not quite. Ooh, natural 20. Yes, sorry. Plus 2.
I'll give you both for the natural 20. The author notes that while most of the old ways fell out of favor when too many devoted people called out and nothing answered back, some of them were far more real than even the Meridian Kingdom or the 8 Trunk Gods. After all, there was once a time when we hid from mares.
Wait. Oh, whoa.
As for investigation, the book details how the old ways, as they're called, are a disparate collection, often non-associated beliefs and religions that have since fallen out of favor, featuring such things as the hateful ocean, a number of fictitious harvest gods, certain types of ancestor worship, fertility goddesses that were likely just spirits, and the list goes on. All are branded as the old ways, and few likely hold water as real entities or worthwhile belief systems.
I feel really accomplished right now. Or it's gonna give like a nice report to Anita about
You
this.
note that the difficulty of these books is rising. It's hard to make sense of all of them. The words, the themes. There's a lot going on. Next, the doubtful devil's modest means of bypassing seas.
Anita rolls for insight. And that's 12.
A 12. All right.
I like you guys.
You don't get anything from that one. Let's mix it up. Kabaan. Insight or investigation?
Insight, I guess, considering. Yeah. That will be a 19.
The author sounds like something of a coward, and likely didn't spend much time in a position of authority aboard any seafaring vessel. It includes a useful route from Hawkwatcher Tower to Havru Port, suggesting that if possible, to keep a ship in Square Step Lake. One should do so. It is the greatest means of avoiding oceanic pirates and wicked waters. Now this leaves investigation for you, Ara.
Yeah. Ooh, 13.
I'm afraid you don't get anything from that one. Next book. Watchers of Mortal Zenith. Anthology 3. 5th edition. This one definitely seems like it's got a lot to it.
Ooh.
Anita, would you like to begin or give it to someone else?
I mean, you know, peer pressure. I'll just do it. Get it over with.
Whoops. A 17.
Plus 2, 19.
Ooh.
I just need to not roll on the dice tray, I think.
The author's tone appears conflicted in regard to the Meridian Kingdom. While their commitment to unearthing and preserving archaeological records and the history of pre-divinity kind, they also put such information in easy reach within their great libraries. Who would like to try for investigation?
Kabaan can do it. I don't know. I feel bad for always taking over.
Oh, it's alright. Investigation is a 15.
Nothing. Aura.
Yippee-ki-yay.
You just hit yourself with your dice.
Oh, 8. Yeah.
Yeah, is that an 18 plus
Yeah,
1?
18 plus 1, yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I think the dice tray might be cursed.
The book details how the Watchers of Mortal Zenith search for people who come too close to reshaping the world and bringing about a cataclysm in their ascension. Scrying,
contact other plane and commune are cited as being particularly useful to the mages who help their order hunt.
Oh, I don't like that.
I have scrying.
I don't like that.
So they were scrying to do what, if I'm understanding this correctly?
Scrying, contact other plane, and commune are cited as being particularly useful to the mages who help their order hunt for those who are too close to reshaping the world and bringing about a cataclysm in their ascension.
Interesting. Aura, squints her eyes. Intriguing.
This leaves one more book, perhaps the most complex of all. There are no pictures in it, not even on the cover.
Oh, dang it.
The Shattering of Sonder.
Alright, this is the big one. I'm getting out the real dice for it.
Who's
I
gonna
will
go?
still use my temperamental die that is for Anita, I have
Alright.
decided.
Go for it.
And that is, unfortunately, a 7.
Nothing.
Oh, nothing. 4.
Nothing. What are you rolling for, Kabaan?
Send it
Insider
home.
investigation.
I'm rolling investigation.
All right.
Oh boy. Come on. That is a nat 20.
You're shitting me.
I don't believe
No.
you.
It's
Take-
right here.
Send me a picture right now.
Send a pic in the chat.
Picture
Here.
didn't happen.
Alright, here. I gotta turn. Oh no. Wait, no. Come back here. No.
I don't know what's happening, but I feel like it's
So
intense.
Me excite.
College of Creation Bard up in there, bringing shit to life.
Oh no. Oh wait. Hold on. That's
I don't know. This is starting to sound a little sus to me.
not. No. There's. Oh no. That's not good. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Oh no.
What happened?
Anything from the two of you discussing what you've learned so far?
This is all interesting.
I wish I was a bit smarter. But, no public school in Yanfu vicinity. You'll have that.
My mom actually taught me at home with my sister, so
You had books underwater?
we didn't live underwater.
Oh.
That's just a strange assumption.
Well, you can breathe underwater, and the first night we met, you were sleeping underwater, so...
I felt safe. I didn't have a house.
You know who else can breathe underwater now?
Well, that's a new development.
It's a secret? Oh, okay. No, we would sometimes go
Where is Ghoul?
fishing and
Maybe he
Camping.
rolled the die off the table, I don't know. Maybe the die exploded.
What a sweet baby.
Maybe his cows got out.
He does have cows.
He does.
Yeah.
It's
Two-
Annie and Abigail?
Maybe.
I just know that they're both cursed.
yeah.
One of them can't be photographed. Just like this dice.
I want to make a crazy board.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
For what?
About the cows?
Not I can add the cows on the side with a question mark, but I will do all the information about gods, deities, powers, and entities, and all the strings attaching to each other. It's this reminds me of homeschooling.
Well, as soon as you're done with that, I'll post it on our Twitter.
Okay. All right. That was weird. There was a strange sound outside. Don't know what that was.
I knew it. Was it your barn
Was
thing?
it Abigail?
No.
Is Abigail the
Abby.
glowing
Abby's
thing in
chill.
your barn?
Abby's a good girl.
No. They're still up. I don't know what that was. That is actually a little worrying. I might have to do something about that.
Crossbows.
Here. Hold on.
Okay. Take your time. During this time, I will also be. I assume during this, we're going to be taking a long rest again? Or not?
Yes. I believe you said we were a third of the way through at
You're
that
a
point.
third of the way through. So
How
that-
long is the trip from Yanfu vicinity
This
to
first
West
third
Sankin?
accounts for 1 week of time.
Okay,
Okay.
so
that
3
is
weeks
your
total.
long rest.
So, if I use my spells now, I will have them back, yeah?
And there it is, untouched. I don't know how I got so lucky.
Bless your soul.
Where did you put
I
it?
don't know.
I love
It's in
this
dice
die.
rolls.
I haven't even
Nice.
touched it. I'm just I'm scared that it's going to just fall over.
Oh,
I'm just
that's
staring at it scaredly.
all right.
I
You
swear.
got it. I
It's
see it.
beautiful.
Okay. Well, you won the game on the
hardest one. This was DC 20 for the last one. So
Of course it is.
Really?
yeah.
Yes.
Anyways, insight. The author includes a number of short stories collected from survivors and their families. There appears to be a theme. Many of those with triumphant tales involved entering complete darkness or snuffing out lights to get the upper hand.
Wait. Hold on. Survivors of what?
The book is titled The Shattering of Sonder.
And people didn't look into mirrors before.
As for investigation, the book's first half describes how in old times people feared still waters. Many fled east to the deserts instead of risking time by a pond or puddle. In the desert, few things were more feared than the rain, for it was during the rain that every word one spoke was joined by tens, even hundreds of other identical voices,
Hold on a second.
which all spoke in unison.
Yeah, there's something out there. I might need to get off early.
For sure.
Okay.
That was actually the end there. So go ahead, take care of the thing.
Okay.
Let me know if you're safe,
All
all
right.
right?
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Thank you for all this. It's been lovely.
Bye, Mr. Ghoul. Please do
Good
check
luck with
in.
everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need to go.
I hope
Be
it's not a
safe.
coyote
Go
or
get 'em.
something.
Well, I'll reread that last one. Yeah.
Investigation.
The book's first half describes how in old times people feared still waters. Many fled east to the deserts instead of risking time by a pond or puddle. In the desert, few things were more feared than the rain, for it was during the rain that every word one spoke was joined by tens, even hundreds of other identical voices, which all spoke in unison.
Okay. And that's our deity? Interesting.
This is what you have read in The Shattering of Sonder. There are some things that you didn't manage to get from all these books, but for now, it's enough. I'll be posting it for all of you.
Thank you.
Hopefully cool will be all right. And I believe this concludes Chapter 1, Raising Anchor for Book of Reflections. Everyone, thank you for joining.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was great.
We lived.
Join us next time as we come back to the Book of Reflections for Chapter 2 and see how the voyage fares.
Heck yes.
Have a
Very
good one.
excited. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Later, fam. Oh yeah, update. Turns out the sound was a possum. Little bastard got a chicken. All right, that's all for now for real though. Bye, guys.